Hello everyone, welcome back to Common Sense. I'm Tapia. I'm gonna talk about this topic called Sharenting. There's a lot of people who post photos of their children online, and not only that, they actually make profile pictures and publish and profiles on the Twitter and Instagram for the children without them or the child liking the idea of them being online. They're really young and they're not supposed to be online when at such a young infant age. And parents, a lot of parents don't really mind that. They just make an account for them right and from the start, even before they were born. There's like, I feel like he said they want to put their children out there, and especially for people who are influencers who have children. There are people who are like that who use that and really abuse that idea in such a harmful way for the child's mental health. Here's an article about sharenting. What is and how do you feel about parents doing that? An anti-sharing bill is currently being debated in the French Parliament, with one of those aims to make parents responsible for protecting the privacy of the children. The concern is that children cannot consent to their images being uploaded online, and there are so many concerns that some parents post pictures of their children to get likes, followers, and even make money as influencers, even if it isn't in their child's best interest. If the bill does become law, it will give the judges power to stop parents and friends sharing images of the child if they think it could be excessive or harmful. Bruno Strutter, the French politician behind the bill, said one of his major concerns is that once the picture is online, it's almost impossible to cannot control where the images might end up. And that's a brilliant point right there. There's a lot of things that needs to be thought out when doing this. Is their children, the children who are being out there online. Now they don't. It feels like to them they don't have a choice, and it's really upsetting because they have their whole lives in front of them, and the parents are putting their children's faces online right from the beginning, and it seems that the kids don't want to, and the parents out there, do you want your child to have a childhood where they feel free and innocent, or you just exploit them and do this for a viral moment or anything like that? The internet is not for your personal journal, and especially not theirs as well. I'll get more into that. Believe that. Here it says social media sharing. These kids have their say. It's thought that the average child has their picture shared online 1,300 times before they reach the age of 13. Let me pause right there. So, 1,300 pictures. So is that 1,000 pictures per average per year for the child? That seems a little over exaggerated. Maybe I saw a similar article saying it's at 1,500 per 1 year, and I don't think that's reasonable. I feel like the parents don't do parenting in an overloaded way in that much, hopefully. And so I believe that was an estimate. So I'm just thinking realistically, maybe not half, but a bit lower than that, which for most platforms is the age on which children are allowed to make their own profile. That's according to a study carried out in 2018 by the Children's Commissioner for England and Field, and a study by the Observatory of Parenthood and Digital Education found more than half of parents admitted to share an image of their children online, with 91% doing it before the child has reached the age of 5. This isn't the first time News One has covered this issue as well. Back in 2017, we created our own survey of 10 to 12-year-olds who use social media to find out what they think about. For those who took part, 2 and 3 told us that their parents post photos of them online 2 in 5 said it made them feel happy or proud, but more than 1 in 4 said that they feel embarrassed, anxious, or worried when their parents do it. You would think the parents would know better. They grew up being told not to go on strangers' calls or not talk to any strangers, and yet they're doing so in a way. They're sharing their children online, and the children are probably looking at the comments of the videos or the posts or the replies or anything like that, and maybe they're all getting a certain attention they're not used to at such a young age, and to the point where they feel like they now have this responsibility that they really shouldn't have to have in a very beginning at their age. And when in reality, it should be the parents' job to be the ones who are responsible for the children, who actually have to protect their children online, and yet they're free, they're willingly doing so and doing the exact opposite of what they were taught from their own parents. So then it will not go well for them, for them and their children in the future. Alright, so I'm gonna share a video on TikTok here. This is someone talking about their experience being in the public eye from a young age.
Hi, my name's Cam. I'm 24 years old, and my mom shared my entire life online. When I was 9 years old, my period was shared to the public. At 12 years old, a man followed me home on my bike. The amount of predatory behavior that I was susceptible to the second that I got my own social media accounts that I was in charge of was enough to make me never want to go outside again, because that's how detrimental it is to the mental health. I have multiple kids who are currently victims of family vlogging reaching out to me and thanking me for using my voice, for advocating for them, because they're children and they have stalkers, restraining orders. They don't feel safe in public. They have strangers approaching them in public. There's a literal CP ring outside of Russia that takes people's kids' Facebook photos and puts them on a predatory website. There's nothing anybody can do about that except parents protecting their kids.
Don't even like going outside anymore, and they like that from such a young age because they didn't feel protected by the parents who were doing this for clicks and likes. And just like what the girl said about the the children who were a part of the whole family vloggers aspect, they're afraid to speak out because they are probably afraid of, the parents that will basically harming their children's mindsets, or that they're putting their child's mental health at risk by sharing things that they don't need to share. And I wonder why they are so unaware of this in such a way. Here's an article about Sharenting. It says here that why is sharenting? The term sharenting is a combination of two words, sharing and parenting. It's a relatively new term that's been coined to describe a trend. It's a relatively new term that has been coined to describe a trend that has become more and more common in recent years. It's used to describe the practice of parents sharing information about their children on social media. Example of sharing could be social media sharing of baby's cute pictures and milestones, kids' birthday parties, photos and videos, moments of the child's life with family and friends, information about hobbies, personality of the child's personal stories. My goodness, that shouldn't be shared at all. Having said that, sharenting can have both positive and negative effects on children. You should consider how much information to share by your child and family, even though social media is a great way of sharing information. It can also lead to cyberbullying, identity theft, and online harassment. That paragraph about sharenting can have both positive and negative effects on children. That paragraph alone clearly states why there's no positive things at all in that. So I don't know why it says it. Why does it say it like that? It literally lists out the negative aspects of it. So I don't know why they say it's both positive and negative. In some countries, sharing a child's photo online without consent could be illegal, which is probably why France is making a law to change that. So it's important for you to take precautions such as privacy settings, avoid sharing identifiable information, and respect your child's privacy. Respecting your child's privacy is very important to do, and it needs to be done in such a way that it needs to keep that in mind whenever you're on social media too. And the whole privacy thing, there's a reason why privacy settings are ordained, and it's now a lot of people not only use them but avoid them because maybe they don't see any harm in that. Maybe that's where the problem starts, is that they don't acknowledge that there's a risk, so they don't take the proper precautions for it. Here's another video I'm gonna share about Sharenting.
I'm gonna let them answer this one. Why don't I put you on the internet?
Because it's not safe.
Because it's not safe. Why isn't it safe?
Because there's people we don't know.
Why are people that we don't know unsafe?
Because they might be bad.
Because they might be bad. And you guys are your own people, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so do people deserve privacy if they want it?
Yeah.
Do even kids deserve privacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys old enough to make decisions that are going to be permanent decisions that could potentially stay on the internet for the rest of your lives?
No.
No. And how much do I love you?
A lot.
How much?
1,000 million.
The way I see the internet for kids is basically them being in a room with one of those like one-way mirrors. You look at the analytics of a lot of these like kid accounts. Who do you think is following them? Most of the time, the majority of the following is males between the ages of 18 and 40. And honestly, if I had to guess, I would say we're going to start seeing lots of less kids on the internet in these next coming years, hopefully.
Be careful who follows you online, because they could not say who they say they are, you know. They probably use a friend's photos or information and disguise them as themselves and use that to their advantage as well. The internet is something else, you know. Facts about Sharenting: 75% of parents monthly share photos, videos, and that shows us about their children, where 84.6% are indicated Sharenting on Facebook. 80% of parents use their children's real names in social media posts. 29% of parents do not ask for their children's consent before posting. 80% of children have been moved to online presence by age of 2, which is a very high number. And 12% of children ask their parents to delete posted content. 14% of parents said that their children's identities have been stolen after sharing. They should be aware of that. Here's another article from the same website. The benefits of Sharenting. The practice of sharing information on social media can be a great way to foster a good family functioning. Sharing photos can allow people to stay connected with family and friends, especially those who live far away, and share special moments and milestones with them. I don't think so. I believe this isn't really a 100% positive outcome on sharing your children online from the age of 2. No, absolutely not. If you're a parent, let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with that? Let's continue on to saving memories. By sharing their children's photos and videos online, parents can keep a digital record of their child's growth and development that can be revisited in the future. Polaroids, home video, things that not everything they own. Just because it can be shared online doesn't mean it needs to be. Community building. This can help build a community of families and parents going through similar phases, especially to new parents, to feel less alone by getting support from others. But the adults didn't just talk to each other online without having their children involved. So I don't know how that's a benefit of Sharenting. If I assume this part is talk about having the children involved in within the post for education and information. Creating digital identity by parents can help children improve their self-concept. Well, obviously that's not working out in a lot of children's favors, isn't it? And 5, online career. Not every child wants to have a career online. Just saying. Some parents use social media for creating care-focused content that eventually helps them earn money through social sites like YouTube and Facebook, etc. Mostly, most likely, that's happening for the parents themselves. They probably do that and not have the children's in mind when it comes to sharing the money they make from using them online. Don't think this benefits of sharing section of this article with credit anyway. Yeah, no positive outcome there. A lot of children are afraid to speak out. A lot of children are being probably stalked and harassed to the point where there's probably restraining orders involved with, well, because the parents weren't aware enough to keep their children's privacy as a priority, and that's something that I understand that a lot of influencers, who share their children online, they are aware and they understand the precautions and the risk of doing so. At least they are aware at the point where they have boundaries for their children. So boundaries for what they share online involving their children. So it's not, at least it's something that they are mindful of. And the thing about, for example, Facebook, there's a lot of, that's mostly where the parents will share photos and videos or whatever with their family friends, and who says that they would, who knows if that parent or the other adult that probably doesn't have a kid shares information about their kid and then goes on to the information goes to the wrong hand. So, alright, so I wrote something down here and I want to share it with you. It's a little long, not too long like last time. To the parents who do sharenting, that is something your parents has done from the time when you were little, and it seems that there is more self-awareness that needs to be understood here. I know people who, right when their newborn is born in the world, they immediately make social media accounts for them, which they leave in public, or do this, so not leave in public, but also possibility of leaving it on public intentionally, aka not saying it in private, and actually are decided to share moments without the infant's consent. I wonder if they're doing this because they are making accounts to save the username, which probably contains the baby's name, and the parents who know that the internet is seriously a dangerous threat to within social media. They treat it as a journal, which is insane. They say do it for years all the way to the children's teen years. They share locations, expectations about surroundings, such as their neighborhoods, which I will get to in another video in the future. And for parents who share their kids' moments right away without a second thought, sharenting is something your Facebook friends and friends on Instagram, Snapchat may not be aware of. So when you share your child's vulnerable moments for fun, or for you and your children to go viral or potentially go viral, everyone within your family will be overwhelmed because it's too much and too real. Children's personal history will be out there forever. Even if you immediately delete the post, it will somehow come back to them, and even around the parents as well. They'll be embarrassed to go outside and will be scared that they will maybe possibly followed, which has happened to so many, and including the girl said in the video about the kids they were afraid of speaking up for themselves. You may post something with your location and somebody could use any information you share against you, and it's common sense why people on the internet who are against the idea of sharenting constantly tells their audience why sharenting is a bad idea from the beginning. And most likely children who watch those videos as well also part of the audience, and of those children who some are afraid of speaking out and think the brave ones who use their voice. Some of the common sense videos I previously done on this channel have been involved with me talking or discussing topics relating to children and or protecting them in some form, one way or another, due to creeps online, and to protect them from strangers. Please understand why I've done this. I did those videos because the World Wide Web is a massive place and contains people who particularly target children, even at plain sight, aka even in front of other adults who know of them or know them personally, while most parents who do sharenting do this for the clicks and views and likes. At the same time, there are creepy people who follow you online to watch your children online. They save the videos, they save the photos or other information out there online, even maybe even offline. They probably have a notepad on side or something. That way they won't be traced or something to exploit your children and collect information that are sensitive for monetary gain to future themselves financially. They can do this without being traced, and on top of all that, sharing parents make their jobs not only easier for them, but fun. Yes, people who online have fun watching your children because that's who they are. I know content creators who don't have children, who don't even reveal their full name or have a made-up name, or to have a way to not reveal their entire identity. That way, because they are aware that they're online and there are people watching them for certain information, and which they want, which the certain people won't have, because the creators are aware of the dangers of all this. And someone I watched recently, which I won't say who, said it best: if they could start YouTube or they wouldn't even share their face, or use their name, they would take all back. But because they are, there's always negativity within the internet, one way or another. If people like them, understand the idea that privacy is key when it comes to being social media, then there's some hope that maybe parents who do the sharing consent to set their profiles online to private and remove their children or delete their accounts. And like I said, I'm not saying all parents who are online or sharing things about their kids are unaware. Some know and understand keeping information from their children in a limited way. Protect the kids, and please protect your children's privacy on social media sites. It's just something that you have or choose to do and have control over, because your children, if you don't have your children have a say in all this, then that means that it'll be your responsibility to do so. And if you have if there's information about your child out there, then someone who grabs that information and uses it on another website will be able to use it, and you won't have any control of all that, and it will live in the internet forever and possibly be worse. So keep that in mind. Please understand that point to think about what I said. Let me know what you think about all this. Did you agree with any of the articles, or what I said about that article, about the idea that there isn't really a positive thing about sharing in a beneficial way, or 100%, or are you one of those kids, or know of someone who is a kid who has faced these, or know of a parent who has constantly done stuff? Anything I said along the lines, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about all this, and let me know what you think about all this sharing. And do you think there will ever be? I'm not saying it won't end. I just do you believe that it will be more self-aware? Do you believe that parents will become more self-aware with all this? Let me know. Do you want more? The episode is actually on Spotify for podcasters, so you can actually listen to the episode. And I'm also on Instagram, and I hope you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload the following video. Catch you next time.